Hello. I haven't put an update for quite a long time on this Black Phantom. I'm nearing completion. I've decided on, for the wheels, these are HPI Ultra 7 rear buggy wheels. They're orange in color, kind of like a red-orange actually. What I've done is I've used Jun Fac wheel adapters. They're extensions, 19 millimeter. 13 millimeter would probably work pretty good too, but I just want a little bit wider stance. The tires are Schumacher Cat Block tires. I believe it's blue compound, which is the harder compound. I have J Concepts profiled inserts. I believe they're the inserts, they're firm. I decided on using a different bumper. The gearboxes are the original front and rear Black Phantoms, but the outdrives on the shafts there, those are actually Nico Dictator, and they have 5x11 bearings in them. Both gearboxes have 5x11 Boca Green Seal ABEC 1 bearings. My opinion though on the ball bearings is that any decent cheaper bearing like Duratrax would they're just as good. The Bocas are a little more, not quite sure that they're worth the money though. They seem about the same to me, just in testing them and like the rolling of them and stuff and the play. As far as the wheel, the hubs, I went with Traxxas oil light bushings only in the carriers. I got less play out of them, the stub axles did not have as much play with those, so oil light bushings in the carriers, ball bearings in the gearboxes. Got a Venom 3300 milliamp hour pack, nickel metal hydride, which is quite a step above the original nickel cadmium packs. Electronic speed controller. It's a Tamiya TEU 103BK for dual brushed motors. Actually, this is for like 540 size motors for 2, but since these motors are 380 size and they are modified adjustable timing, I think I'm going to be just fine. As far as all the testing I've done, the motors don't get hot. Speed controller doesn't get hot. I just have it hooked up to the regular AM 2-channel receiver. So I've got it's a Futaba 2DR stick radio. I was able to take the on-off power lead on this shot's not too clear, but I soldered the wires to the original on-off switch. So that turned out pretty nice. Antenna tube on the Black Phantom was shot. So I got this Duratrax black antenna tube. The wire was just had a little bit of excess, not too bad. A little rubber cap on top. I believe the range is probably going to be, the radio range is going to be probably, maybe slightly longer than, slightly greater than the original radio system. But since I put the modified, well, I don't have the front one in. yet, but I've tested it before. So I've got this rear one is completely hooked up. I went ahead and I direct soldered them and then put shrink wrap the motor leads, and so I went ahead and I changed the battery plugs to Dean's Ultra plugs. Now this battery pack, this Venom 3300, I ordered it as a Dean's plug pack, but they sent me the universal system, and the battery wire was really long. So what I did was I snipped off the universal plug and I just soldered the Dean's plug on, which was really, it wasn't that difficult, because I'm not like an expert person regarding soldering, but really it was easy. And then I just I put some, well, it comes with little pieces of shrink wrap that I did that, and then I wrapped some tape just for extra protection, which really didn't need to do that, but anyway. But the steering, it's turned out really well. Used 2mm by 440 rod ball links. The brand name on those is Hangar, or Hanger, Hangar. I had to order like the little 2mm hex cap screws. I had to order longer ones, and then I ordered like the 2mm little lock nuts. You probably don't really have to have lock nuts, the nylon insert ones. Apologize for my camera quality here. I'm just using a regular camera to shoot this. It's not HD, so I'll give you a shot of my servo saver. This is just a Kimball Futaba spline servo saver. It initially had 3 sets of mounting holes. I used the lowest set, and my gearbox is not secured. I'll push it back down. I haven't put the bolts on there because I kept removing it for the steering system when I was assembling it. Plus I had to do the alignment. What I was saying about the servo saver, the top, it comes with 3 sets of mounting holes. I used the bottom set on the servo saver. So what I had to do was I'd use a Dremel, and I filed down the top 2 sets because there wasn't enough clearance from the top of the bottom of where my finger is. Like this was too low to the servo saver. There wasn't clearance, so I had to do that, but it turned out pretty nice. I also use the Dremel to cut the rod. I've got 2 lock nuts here, like in the middle, directly in the center of the rods, in case if I have to take it apart or realign it, I can just use a little adjustable wrench to spin the rod, so I didn't have to use a plier to grab onto the threaded rod. That was the purpose for those, which they don't interfere at all. But yeah, the most problems I've had on this thing is the stub axles. I've tried different ones. I've tried HPI Blitz axles. I've tried Wheelie King. Now these ones that I have in here, they're RS4 for the pan car. They worked with the wheel adapters, the Junfac wheel adapters, really well. These swing shaft, or dog bones as they're called, these are from Duratrax Maximum BX Nitro. The RS4 stub axles, which they're inside the carrier, of course, those are intended for a nitro also, but these the ends of these where they plug in, it plugs in perfectly to the stub axle, the RS4. That was my main consideration when I was looking for new swing shafts. So, you know, they got to plug into your outdrives and your stub axles correctly. So these did, and this is the same as a stock length, but they're stronger because they're intended for nitro. So, but these are Nico Dictator outdrives. I had gotten a parts dictator. You could use the regular, you know, the one that doesn't have the bearing in it. It would work fine. You just have to put some kind of lubricant on it. But I've gotten really lucky with this as far as getting parts. The LRP motors, I think they're great motors. It'll balloon up the tires, but the motor springs, when I tested it initially, it bent one spring, and well, it's like they both popped off and one broke and one bent. I ordered some 380 motor springs from Heli Direct, put them on, had no problem. I think the motors come with kind of cheapy springs, but I replaced them. Both motors, got 2 sets of them from HeliDirect.com. They were higher quality springs. So, but these are Trinity motor leads. Let's see, what else? I'm not going to be able to get the shot. This camera is not good quality, and it'd be tough, but I'm going to show you what kind of servo I had in there. It's a Power HD 6001 HB. It's a Futaba type servo, but the reason I got it is because the edges where the casing is, it fit nicely in this box. Plus, it's higher speed and higher torque than a regular standard servo, and it's cheap. It was like $11, I think, plus about $5 shipping from, I think, Value Hobby. I think that's what it was. So, yeah, so, but it's a Futaba type servo, but you need to use the screw that comes with the servo to secure the servo saver, because it's kind of a unique size. I've heard that this is a plastic gear servo, but I've heard the metal version, the end fits differently, the spline. It's like the metal type or proprietary, so you have to, but if you order this version, the plastic version, it'll fit directly with a Futaba type. So, but I've heard that the spline on the metal version of this servo is different, but I went with this because of I went to like servodatabase.com, was looking at specifications on the servos, and this seemed to have higher torque and speed. Well, it does, so, but I think the quality is decent. It doesn't jump around or do any strange actions. I had initially put a high-tech servo. I think it was a 635 something. I forgot the number, but it wouldn't center correctly. So this one, it solved the problem. But the main problem I've had is just the stub axles. I've got, these are Wheelie King stub axles. The RS4 axle is basically the same axle, but the section I had a problem with is it's like threaded all the way to almost the end, but it's like this space right here where my screwdriver is pointing, it's too long. if this was threaded like a little bit more, I would have had really good fitment. But the RS4 axle's just about the same thing. But the length was just not quite right. I couldn't get the wheels to tighten right. So I'm going to be taking these out. Same thing on the other side. I'm waiting for 2 more axles for the front. But I've got the RS4 axle in the back with 2mm Kyosho spacers with the Junfac adapters. So she's almost ready to go. I got the steering aligned and dialed in. I'll make a demonstration video after I get all the wheels back on and these axles. I'll demonstrate the steering. It's really turned out really well. So, and one sweet thing about this is the fact that the speed controller, it takes power from the battery to power the servo. So, which of course most modern things do. So I'm not going to have to use any AA batteries that's under this AA battery compartment under this battery plate. So it'll save a little bit of weight, which is real nice. All right. I've got a. Oh, one thing that I haven't mentioned in these videos, I may have, I don't think I have. I got hex cap screws to secure the gearbox. And miniature lock nuts. I already secured the rear. So, yeah, you can see those. Because the originals, the nuts would come off. Sometimes those are nylon insert lock nuts, so they're not going to come apart. The only thing I'm going to wait a little while on, I'm going to see how it handles, is the friction shocks. I'm probably going to end up changing them to oil shocks, but not initially. I'm going to see how it runs with them. If it doesn't do that good, then I'll change them. If it does okay, then I'll keep them. But I remember my original Black Phantom, it didn't handle that well. But this front end here doesn't have any play hardly. Just extremely slight. It's not too bad. It's heavy duty, but not like too heavy. 440 rod, the Cambro servo saver, so not really too bad. Just a basic setup that's not too cheapy, just right. I see people on YouTube, they put like aluminum towers, shock towers. I don't think I'm going to get that extreme with this. I've tested the motors. It balloons the tires up, but not like so severe. I don't think I'm gonna. Well, these rims, they say that no gluing is required. They fit the tire really well. I could add glue. I don't think I will, because it balloons them up slightly, but not like too severe. It does to where it's going to move the tire off of it. So got really lucky. I like these wheels. They seem really strong. We'll see how it goes when I start running it. But yeah, I didn't forget about this. I was planning on keeping everybody updated. But like I was saying, the main problem I've had is just the fitment of the stub axles. Getting the right stub axle to work has been a real challenge. Because these 12mm hex hubs, they don't work with all the wheels. You got to have the right hub on the right axle. So, all right. I'm going to put up another video probably in a couple of weeks. I ordered, like I was saying, I ordered 2 more stub axles for the RS4 pan car axles, waiting on those. So as soon as I get those and I put those wheels on, I'm going to shoot another video. I still have to direct solder these for the front motor, the leads. I have a little bit of work to do, but the electronics, they fit really nice. I like the size of this Tamiya speed controller. It's 50% power in reverse, 100% forward. But I got it for, I think it was like $37 on eBay a few months ago. I got a really cheap deal. They're usually closer to $45 to $50. But I could have gotten a better speed controller probably, but I would have paid a lot more. But I think it's decent. So, really a good clean install, double-sided tape. I had used servo tape, but it actually didn't work as good as regular Scotch double-sided tape. So, it's really firm-fitting stuff. It's good stuff. Well, I just wanted to give everybody an update. And it's going to be like quite a long time. I also acquired a Radio Shack Desert Viper. It's got 390 motors in it, not 380s. So, but I'm going to use the knowledge of that I've learned about doing this one to apply to that one. That one I'm probably going to keep the original motors. It's got the really big wheels. I'll keep the original wheels. I'll probably just do electronics like this one. But this is going to be the fast one, the performance one with the regular size buggy wheels. These wheels are just as tall as the original Black Phantom wheels, but these are 35 millimeters wide. The rims. The Black Phantoms is 24, but thanks a lot for watching.